They think that I'm kind of crazy out there. You know that, right? You understand that? The people who are watching before we actually say something and go on the air, they think I'm kind of crazy over here in the corner, waving my arms and looking for stuff, cleaning up, trying to find something to eat for breakfast. I'm hungry again. Can we just put this on pause? I can go out there and do some cook some groundhog. I got some.
Go right ahead. Cook that groundhog.
You'll be eating by yourself.
No, you won't. You like sausage. I know you do.
Now Lee is never going to eat any kind of meat you cook again because she's going to wonder where it's from.
No,
my neighbor did that to me. I was over there. He likes to cook. We call him a chef. And he said, I want you to try this steak that I just cooked. And I was like.
It tastes like bear meat.
It tasted like frozen, freezer dried meat, freezer burned meat. My first bite, and I was trying to be polite, and I'm and by that time he said it was bear, and I spit that thing out. Don't you ever do that to me again.
I don't care for it. Good morning, I'm Rayford Brown.
I'm Kelly Knapp.
Girls.
And, you see, you get a lot of stuff behind the scenes if you tune in early enough.
See, I like hot dogs, hamburgers, and fried chicken. I'm not into all that exotic.
Hot dogs?
Yes. Don't even go there. I know what you're going to say.
I'm thinking what he's thinking.
Hot dogs.
You're thinking what I know.
I know what you're about to say. I'm just thinking.
I like Vienna sausages. Yeah, we all know what hot dogs are made of.
What are they made of?
Don't say
all sorts of. You know what? Let's talk news.
What we call it around here is just like droppings.
Well,
they drop it and pick it up and stuff it in the.
I like me a good old hot dog burnt on the grill. So good.
I like those beef dogs.
Yes.
And when you can get those out there and they blister on the grill.
Yes.
Those are good.
Oh. See?
Now, the other day, a couple of years ago, I don't know whether you remember the picture or not, but I took one of those hot dog things that you, for grills and whatever, you put the hot dog down on it, you stick it, right? And it stands up straight. And you have it on, you can put it on the grill like that.
Oh, I've seen, okay, I know what you're talking about.
I got one of those around here somewhere. Well, I got some of that kielbasa sausages. I cut it in lengths, stabbed it on there, and I put it in front of the fireplace.
Oh, but that was good.
And put it, with a dripping pan underneath it, and just let it slowly, and I kept going over there, turning it over from time to time.
Oh, but that was really good.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
With some special relish on it. Oh, it makes a meal.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever. Welcome to Friday Eve, the 6th day of the second month of 2025. For those who might be planning to remember loved ones on Valentine's Day, you have a week and a day to buy it or order it. While it's kind of early maybe to buy your flowers right now because, they're just not going to hang around for another week. If you want them delivered on V-Day, you might want to get that order in pretty soon. If you're one of those people, men or women, who may have, let's just think, a list containing multiple names of the one and only, you might consider getting the cards written special for each person, and then make sure you match each card with the envelope and the right address for the individual named on the card.
That's very important.
I know it's a lot to think about, but doing it early can make your life a whole lot easier. We got a caller?
Yes, we have Charlie calling. Well, for all those men that have more than one woman in their life, make sure that you buy them all the same thing. And that way there's
so you don't get it confused.
That's right.
And you get the sizes right.
Yeah, just buy them all a heart necklace. And that way if somebody says, I saw your husband buying a heart necklace, she got it. It's good.
Not a problem. For God's sakes. Would somebody walk up and say, I saw your husband buying a necklace?
I've never happened.
Oh.
I've heard stories.
Well, Theo will tell you, they might see me, but they're buying a gun and I'm not sure whether I'm buying it for me or for Robbie. So I've done that for.
Just buy them all identical and you'll be fine.
Just one, just for her. I don't need any more guns. Good morning. How are you?
Hey, guys.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Charlie.
Hi.
There's so much going on with Trump in the last 3 or 4 days. Are you guys going to address everything, or have you already addressed everything?
We haven't started.
It's only 5 minutes after 7 o'clock, and there's no way to get through everything in one day, much less a week. You can't even get it all done. But yes, I have an extensive list of stuff to talk about this morning.
All right, cool. So I'm going to hang up. I'm looking forward to what you guys are going to bring to the table. There's so much.
Let me just start with one thing, okay? And here's a quote that I picked up from him last night. Women's sports will be only for women. The war on women's sports is over. Period. Bottom line, done deal.
Yes.
How's that sound to you?
I like that.
Then we could go from there.
It sounds amazing. I mean, why shouldn't girls, women, teenage girls? I mean, they have to compete. They have to advance themselves. No, it's stupid. I mean, I'm a man. To think that I could compete against a woman and to dominate her, it's just stupid.
What was that? That's not me. Where did that come from?
That's him.
Okay, that you, Charlie, making all that noise?
Charlie's singing.
No, I have no clue what that was. Can you hear me?
I hear you
Yes.
now. I don't
was-
know where that came from.
Yeah, I have no clue what that was.
I don't know.
sounds
It was
like-
kind of-
I thought Charlie was- I thought he was playing music.
It came in on his line.
I thought it was kind of appropriate. That'll be the day.
Yeah.
These are the days, or those, I don't know who was.
Yeah.
No, I don't get it. I mean, women are strong, they're dominant, they're powerful. There's no difference between well, I mean, there's some differences, but women are beautiful. No. It's
Preach.
disgusting that a man with and the whole thing is
Okay,
disgusting.
now let me ask you a question about this whole deal here. Here's the problem as I see it right now, because some things have already happened. Some records have been set by men posing as women, by men who claim they were women. They have set the bar higher, and there are women that are going to be following, trying to break that record that cannot break it ever. Have you thought about that? Do they not need to go back and scrub all of those records that men actually set while they were pretending to be women? That wouldn't be fair otherwise.
Yeah, are we
You
going
know,
to? Good point.
listen, I was looking at these. There are people in politicians. They have these he, she, we, them, they are. They don't even get what their pronouns are.
Nope.
It just makes sense. Listen, it's a man or it's a female or a male. You got to stop with
Agree.
this. Listen, I respect. Listen, if somebody is born a man and they identify as a woman and they have feelings that they're a feminine woman, yeah, that's fine. I don't know how to address that. You can't have men competing against women. It doesn't make any sense to me. Listen, I'm not smart enough to break it down.
It's tough. It's
Yeah.
tough. I'm not either, but I've got the same feelings you got. Really, if it's a man, it's a man. It cannot compete in women's sports. I don't care what you think you are or what kind of feelings you have. Oh my goodness, I just feel like I want to wear lipstick today. Okay, you can do that, but you're not going to compete as a woman. Duh. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
I don't have children, but if I had a daughter, and my daughter was like a competitive swimmer, and she was like first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade, and I promoted her and I encouraged her. I'm like, listen, you're great. You're an awesome swimmer. You're brilliant. You have a great ability. You might even go to the Olympics. But then if an individual shows up that's a man, I'm like, wait, what is this guy? His testosterone. He's going to defeat her. He's going to beat her.
Mm-hmm.
It makes no sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole mental thing. So listen, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, if they want to play checkers or chess, it's okay. I don't care. You can compete as a man against a woman or a woman against a man if you're playing chess or checkers or whatever, right? But
Right.
no, not when it involves physical strength or endurance. That's not what it's about. And don't come out there and tell me there are some women that I know that are just as strong as any man I know. That might be true. But we're talking when you have to make a rule, you got to make a rule across the board. There aren't exceptions. So the rule is going to be either none or all. So here we're going to do none.
Right.
And what's irritating me, Charlie, ladies, and Charlie, what's irritating me is that we had to spend the time with the most important man in the world, the president of the United States, had to draft an executive order to tell me something about common sense. What are we thinking? It's a shame we had to stoop to that level.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah. It's the whole thing is bizarre. I mean, listen, there are individuals in our community, and listen, I respect people that are gay, they're bisexual. I don't know what their story is.
I don't care.
Yeah, but what's that?
I don't care about their story.
Okay. So first of all, I kind of disagree with that.
I'm saying I personally don't care what their story is. I choose not to be involved with them. If I choose to be involved with them, we'll talk.
Nobody chooses to have an interest in someone of the same sex. It's just how their brains work. But you can't denounce them. You can't say that they're different, right?
Okay. I'm not gonna exclude somebody from my life because they're different. Whether they like
let me ask you, do you have anybody in your family that is bi or trans?
Not that I know, not trans, I'm sure. Bi, I don't know. Gay, I don't know. I do know gay and bi people, friends of mine.
Okay, so let me ask. First of all, Lee, I love Lee. I'm her biggest fan.
Well, she's straight.
Do any of the ladies on this cast? Do you have anybody in your family that is gay or bi or trans?
I have some gay cousins, but I do not have any bi or trans family. Now I have some that I know of. Now I have some very, very dear friends that are gay, and I have a friend that's trans too.
I don't have one.
But
gay, yeah, not.
But I don't look at them that way. Mm-hmm. I look at them as friends, and we talk, we converse, sometimes do things together. I'm straight, but I don't judge them. I mean, they're just people to me.
Yeah.
Right. So
I apologize. Very respectfully, I forget the name of the very nice woman that has blonde hair that does not like me. What's her name?
Okay.
Well, that doesn't narrow it down a whole lot there.
I don't know why you think I don't like you. I have never said I didn't like you.
Because you attacked me. You attacked me.
When have I attacked you?
Don't get defensive. Just go ahead. What do you want to ask her?
Okay, just ask me a question so we can move on. Let's go.
No, it's not. Okay, do you have any members of your family that are gay or bisexual or transgender, anything like that? And
yes.
No, respectfully.
Yes.
Do you?
Yes.
Can you elaborate?
Gay cousin, best friend is gay. Another close friend is pre-op trans.
Mm-hmm.
What does pre-op trans mean?
They're in hormones. They've been taking hormones for 2 years, and they're getting ready to start their gender reassignment surgery.
How old are they?
50. Let me think.
Old enough to know what they want to do.
57.
Yeah.
Did you say 57?
Yes.
Wow.
That's not that uncommon from what I'm reading, too,
Right,
Charlie.
right, yeah. I've seen it, yeah.
No, I'm not trying to be an ass. No, I respect that. Listen, here's my idea. Here's who I am. As long as you don't involve children in your life, whether you're straight, bisexual, gay, transgendered, as long as you never, ever, 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 ever involve a child in any sort of sexual type thing, good luck to you.
Mm-hmm.
But the second you involve a child in any sort of sexual thing, decapitate you, cut your head off. You serve no purpose in humanity. My point. I'm going to hang up after this. As a youth, as a child, I encountered some very disturbing human beings. So it is what it is. So I'll leave it at that. You guys get what I'm getting at?
Okay. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thank you, Charlie.
You guys have a good day.
No, you
Thank
too.
you, Charlie. You too.
And I'll go one step further with him. I don't care whether it's your religion, whether it's your sexual orientation, whether it's your whatever desires, as long as you don't try to force me or your political persuasions, either way, as long as you don't try to force me into feeling the way that you think. As long as you don't want to do that.
And I will say,
don't force me. Don't try to.
Friends of mine that I
have a problem.
or maybe gay family members have never done that.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, it's your life. You do what you want to do for you.
Yeah.
I respect that more than anything. And if you want to change who you are, you're the one that has to live with that. If that's you, and I don't have the right to tell you to do different.
I think right now, though, we need to turn the couch camera on over there. We got a special couch camera, and then we're going to have Lee to go over there and lie
What?
down on the couch so that I can ask her why she really, really doesn't like Charlie.
Well,
Lee or
you're
Kelly?
talking about Kelly.
The other Lee.
I'm like,
Lee.
why am I on the couch?
I've never ever in my life uttered the words "I don't like Charlie" ever.
I
Not
think
one time has that
it's-
ever
it's-
came out of my mouth.
Here's the vibes you're giving off, I guess.
I
What
think
vibes?
it
I
was.
know.
I'm not the one been yelling at him. That's been you. Has it been me? What?
You told me
You've
to.
even cut him off on the thing. I've never ever said I did not like Charlie ever.
I
I don't know
cut it.
where Charlie's getting this from, and it's annoying.
I don't cut anybody off until they just won't quit talking when I say we got to go. There's a clue. I mean, when the cue comes out, and you keep talking, click, goodbye.
But I have no problem telling somebody I don't like them, and I have never said, Charlie, I don't like you, because if I didn't like him, I would flat tell him I didn't like him. I'm not scared of telling anybody anything. I have never said I did not like Charlie.
In other words, you don't have any feelings for other people's feelings.
That's not true. That's not true.
All
But
right,
I'm going to be
time to
honest.
move on.
I have
Oh,
fun.
money. I had to turn my headphones down between you two.
Me? I didn't say anything. I just baited you. Okay, women's sports will only be for women. The war on women's sports
Yes.
is over.
Yay.
I saw the signing of that last night. I was impressed that he said, "What are these people? Secret Service. These people are not going to do anything to me." And they brought all of them up. That was just human.
That to me,
That was grandfatherly human.
almost brought a tear to my eye because he called all the young girls and all the young women in there up to surround him. And Secret Service was like, and he's like, I don't think we need to worry about these.
Now, the
young ladies.
other thing is, the other time that I saw him like that was
Uh-huh.
when his grand put her on his knee and she
Yes.
sat on his leg during one of the, was it a debate? I don't know what it was. Something that was
Yeah,
happening.
I know
public
what you're
thing.
talking about. I remember
And I'm
seeing
like,
that.
oh my God, he's human.
But you know, and then he gave him pins, you
Yeah,
know,
so-
and I just, you're right. I'm seeing it. Me personally, I'm seeing a different side of him this go round.
Yeah, it is. He learned a lesson.
Yeah,
It
he
took 4
did.
years plus a loss to
Yep.
to learn a lesson.
He learned not to listen to others to tell him who he needs on his cabinet, and he started making the decisions himself.
Best
It's
way to go.
causing an uproar, but hey,
You know, if I make the
Cleaning
mistake,
house.
at least I'm the one that I can blame for my mistake. I don't want to have to blame me for your mistake.
well,
Duh.
Pam Bondi got sworn in yesterday.
We'll talk
Yay.
about all that in a couple of minutes.
Oh
too.
man, can't wait for this.
Right now, at the 20 nautical miles, and for you folks out there, that's 23 statute miles. Southwesterly winds today, 10 to 15 knots. That's 11 to 23 miles per hour. Seas 3 to 4 feet. That's 0.9 to 1.2 meters for our British friends out there.
Here we
So,
go.
sounds and rivers of moderate chop, a condition with multiple small waves that translate into nothing of consequence, or for my friends at Sneeze Ferry, TNT. Tain't nothing to it. Friday, southwesterly winds 15 to 20 knots with gusts up to 25, becoming westerly 10 to 15 in the afternoon. Seas 3 to 5, sounds and rivers choppy, diminishing to a moderate chop in the afternoon. Saturday, northeasterly winds 15 to 20, becoming easterly 10 to 15 in the afternoon. 2 to 3 foot seas, sounds and rivers choppy, diminishing to a moderate chop in the afternoon.
Today, partly sunny, high of 70 with 15-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low of 59. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high of 71. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy, low of 47. And on Saturday, cloudy, high of 54.
Okay, let's go for some common sense right now. Groundhog is on the frying pan. Hey,
Jennifer, don't do it.
I'm
Don't do
getting
it.
ready to fix some groundhogs here in just a few minutes. But I had one thing on my mind I was calling, but then when y'all were talking about Trump signing that yesterday when he had all the girls that came up around him. Now this is going to be ugly, but you did notice that he didn't try and sniff
I
any of
just,
them.
you know what? You are mean. You are meaner than anyone I've ever seen because that's what I was thinking when I was.
No, you
talking.
did not
I
go
did
there.
exactly what I was thinking.
I thought he didn't do a blooming thing that if one of those little girls was my granddaughter, that I would have thought, oh, you creep, get
Yep.
away from her.
Now
He
let's
didn't do anything.
let's go back to that hair sniffing thing here for just a second. I know where Biden came up with that.
Where?
You all will probably remember it if
Just
you can remember back to the
scared.
early stages of Frasier on TV. I've been watching that from the very beginning because I can watch all of those shows. Most of them I missed, as it turns out, or I forgot.
Yeah.
But Dr. Niles Crane, the weird little brother,
Yeah, I love Niles.
and
Yeah.
Daphne,
Daphne, yes.
Daphne, the healthcare worker for the Frasier
father, yeah.
and Niles' daddy. He's got the hots for her, and every time she goes around, he's just got his back to him. He's sniffing her hair. He is a short Joe Biden. I kid you not.
Well,
Go back to some of those old episodes.
I never noticed him sniffing her
Oh
hair.
yes.
I've had my hair sniffed
I-
before, but you know.
Yeah, I know who that was.
I've
right?
not watched.
You do.
I've not watched Frasier in a long time.
Now than it was when he was on the first go round.
Yes.
Most of them are. Most of them are.
Those old ones.
And you know, I've said that if they would put some of the older shows, I mean, wouldn't you love for them to put, I don't know, the Jeffersons and Archie Bunker and all them
I love it.
back on
MASH.
TV? Lord, heads would just explode.
Yeah.
These people if that stuff was on. But anywho, my
Archie
main
Bunker.
point I was calling about this morning, I watched these stupid elected officials
Girl.
acting like kids on a playground, screaming
You're not
and
narrowing it down
hollering
much.
and stomping over Elon Musk. He wasn't the blah, 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 screaming and hollering and going on just like idiots. And yeah, I said it, idiots. And I'm thinking to myself, how would I explain this? Okay, so you either have a house that, you know, you're having to do a lot of work on it or whatever, but you hire the contractor. So that's Trump. We hired him.
Yep.
Then that contractor hires he's not the contractor.
The
He's not gonna
subcontractors.
go in there and do the wiring and all that.
Yep.
He's going to hire who he thinks is best to do those jobs.
Yep.
So that's where Musk comes in. Well, it's kind of like going back to the playground. Any little kid, you know, oh, you know, somebody cut gas, whatever. And you always say, well, the one that smelled it's the one that dealt it. You know, that old saying. Well, all of these Democrats that have their panties in a wad over this USAID stuff, I guarantee they're having all their little mini strokes and stuff because it's going to come back on them. Because nobody sat around going, I wonder where we could send $40 million. I know. Let's have wherever put on a whatever kind of transgender Sesame Street, or I just put that in there to study the mating habits of whatever. Nobody comes up with that crap on their own. Somebody went to them and said, hey, and all of those jokers that screaming and a fussing and a hollering the loudest are the ones that when they dig deep enough, they're going to find where the kickbacks went to.
That's it.
And
We're going to talk about that right about now,
circling
too.
the wagons. They're circling the wagons because they know that they're getting ready to get caught. And that's just my take on it. I know there's a lot of people probably disagree.
Nope. You just
But
stand
I
by,
believe-
stand by and stay tuned because that's exactly what we got up next on the platter.
Yep.
It's going to be
But see,
fun.
great minds think alike.
Yeah, well,
I'm
yeah.
gonna go fry up some groundhog.
There you go.
Groundhog that's been pressed and formed into little patties.
Uh-huh. Run over it with one of those big old.
And
Hey,
some of those
flatteners.
$5 eggs.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Okay.
but they had them for $4.99 a dozen, limit two, but the
Amazing.
medium size.
Well, I got some large ones that were homegrown for $5 for
Oh.
18.
Oh, you got the better deal. You got the better deal.
Okay.
All right,
All right,
dear.
we're gonna talk about this.
I'll give my 2 cents.
Thank you.
All righty.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Over these years, I didn't even have a clue what U.S. aid was. I didn't pay any attention to it. To me at the time and up until just recently, I thought it was something that looks kind of pro-American. U.S. aid. That sounds pretty cool, right? It sounds like a cool thing to have.
Yeah.
Then I learned that it's an organization that uses untold amounts of taxpayer dollars because we don't know how much. Your taxes and mine to fund and give away billions of so-called aid to everybody except U.S. taxpayers. Here's a little dive. Now, Lee's got some stuff over here. I know what she's got on her platter here to talk about too.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a shallow dive in some of the ways our dollars are being misused. Millions of tax dollars on things like tourism in Lebanon, Sesame Street in Iraq, sending Ukrainians to Paris Fashion Week. 5,000 Ukrainian businesses receive U.S. taxpayer-funded assistance. 5,000 Ukrainian businesses receive U.S. taxpayer-funded assistance with awards of up to $2 million each. Okay, I like Ukraine. I like their war against Russia. That's what I like about Ukraine. How much is this costing us?
Millions.
Trade assistance.
Billions.
Trade assistance.
Mm-hmm.
In some instances used to bankroll business owners and who wanted to attend things like film festivals and fashion shows in Berlin, Paris, Las Vegas. They got me. Contractors for our government could use more than 25% of whatever awards that they were given their grant money. They could use more than 25% just to pay the rent for a partner's headquarters, advocacy costs, and other miscellaneous expenses. Kim Onyx, a government contractor that USAID's Inspector General found overbilled the U.S. government $270 million through fiscal year 2019. Kim Onyx led a $9.5 billion USAID project to improve global health supply chains that led to 41 arrests and 31 indictments related to illicit resale of USAID funded commodities on the black market and fueled ongoing allegations that Kim Onyx falsely portrays its project's outcomes to secure future contracts with USAID. It lied about what it had done so it could get more aid coming in. Now, you've got some here, and one of them I'm going to explode on.
All right. Well, this is what our tax dollars, yours, Kelly's, mine, everybody's tax dollars have been going to. 1.5 million to advance diversity, equity, and inclusion. In other words, DEI in Serbia's workplaces and business communities.
Who even knows where Serbia is other than me?
$70,000 for a production of a DEI musical in Ireland.
How did that work out for you, Miss Irish lady?
So they have their own money.
2.5 million for electric vehicles for Vietnam. $47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia. We're paying for this.
Down in the drug capital of Central or South America.
$32,000 for a transgender comic book sent to Peru.
Oh, just what they
$2
needed.
million for sex changes and LGBT activism in Guatemala.
Oh, but hold up on that one, okay? We won't even pay for people in the United States to have a sex change.
We should not.
And we're going to send it to another country? Absolutely not.
Here we go. $6 million to fund tourism in Egypt. Not here.
They
Egypt.
don't need it.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars for a nonprofit link to a designated terrorist organization, even after an inspector general launched an investigation. Millions to Eco Health Alliance, which was involved in research at the Wuhan lab. How'd that work out? Hundreds of thousands of meals that went to Al Qaeda affiliated fighters in Syria, and funding to print personalized contraceptives, birth control devices in developing countries. This is like that extra 10 hours that you worked last week and got overtime, but got thoroughly taxed for it. Those 10 hours work that you did when you could have been home enjoying a barbecue and a hot dog in the backyard. No, that money went to things like this. This is why.
Where's the one about the poppy plantations?
I didn't.
This is the one that I want to know about.
Of millions of dollars to fund irrigation canals, farming equipment, and even fertilizer used to support the unprecedented poppy cultivation and heroin production in Afghanistan. So we spent money on poppies, cultivating poppies.
We spent money. You and I, our tax dollars, we willingly paid these tax dollars. And these tax dollars were sent over there to assist, to further the drug trade, the heroin trade.
Right.
We did that. Should we not go down and surrender? Because we are forced to send money to these places to grow drugs, to produce drugs that we are fighting. We have a war on drugs, but what is this?
This, I guess it gives new meaning to we are the world, because
we are
obviously
the world's idiots.
We have taken on the world and all their issues and problems. Chris Mark calling. This is just, and this is only just a few of what they're finding through their dodge that our money, our taxpayer money, has been supporting. And this is why you have one side of the political realm throwing such fits and acting like such fools, like Kelly said, because they want to help produce a Sesame Street little skit for kids in another country, and they want to support all these different things that we have no business doing.
Makes you wonder why.
Let's take care of our people.
Makes me wonder why so many Democrats, as my cousin Jennifer was saying, are so upset that Elon Musk was appointed by Trump to examine the spending practices of U.S. aid.
That's right.
The giveaway Democrats do not mind spending my money.
He's not even getting paid. He's taking no money for what he's doing.
He doesn't need any money. It would put him into a higher tax bracket, which he doesn't need. Perhaps we should reward those working in or having knowledge of misuse or misappropriations or downright thievery of tax dollars, a reward for information leading to the arrest of those responsible. Since Trump is like the rest of us and doesn't like or trust the IRS, why not put that organization in charge of monitoring the way government spends our money?
Yeah.
Put the IRS investigators, put all of them, everybody, monitoring the way that we misspend money in our government. I'll bet you that they would save more money than they can get making for the IRS.
Well, my opinion, I think it's genius taking a billionaire that knows obviously how to make a buck and where to save a buck and has provided so much space exploration.
You wouldn't want to put a loser in there, would you?
Yeah, this man knows what to look for, and hey, I think it's genius. We'll wait and see how it turns out.
Okay, Chris, what's going on?
Hey, Chris.
It's been a very interesting 30 minutes of the show. I must say, I have opinions on all of them. First off, Kelly, do you like me?
Don't start.
No, I think I already know the answer to that one, but oh Lord, to answer your question, if the IRS were investigating and all this other stuff, we wouldn't have any politicians in the United States.
Nope.
Up in Washington.
Nope, they cut out all that excess spending, wouldn't they?
Yeah. If anyone really gets bored one time, look at the North Carolina state budget. Look at the federal budget and just see how many dollars are wasted on silly things like making sure that there's enough hay in certain areas of North Carolina. There is a budget for that. They get tens of thousands of dollars for that. And and Rayford, we are forced to pay our taxes, and then those people up in D.C., they get to do what they want with it. I think any of us, we would probably pay our fair share, but we don't really have it. Well, you have two choices: pay your taxes or go to jail, or find an island to go live on.
Yep. I really wish we had a simpler appeals process to what they charge us. But to get an accountant to go through to look for loopholes or to challenge what they want to charge us, I think the first thing that we should do is say, how are you going to spend it? If I don't agree with how you're going to spend it, I ain't going to pay it. Why couldn't we do something like that?
Because we are the people, and
we're the
and that's
patsies.
what got lost. That got lost hundreds of years ago, at least 100 years ago, when the government no longer was for the people or by the people. It was for the government, by the government.
Something certainly went to
my
pot.
opinion.
Don't know what happened, but something certainly went to pot. I can't figure it out.
As far as sports go with women and men, and by the way, last night I made a mistake of watching a real live show. I think it was live, probably Memorex taped. The greatest Super Bowl commercials.
Okay.
And so give everybody an update. There will be a transgender Super Bowl commercial in this year's Super Bowl. Of course. Yeah, got to have one in there. And it will be Kris Jenner, formerly known as Bruce Jenner. In case anybody wants to turn their TV off.
Brucey.
At that moment. Yeah, but I want to share something special with you folks because of your help, as always, with Wreaths Across America. Tuesday received a very unexpected and a nice award that I'm giving to the group, our group, Wreaths Across America, Wreaths honoring our fallen veterans. And although it was addressed to me, it is undeserving to me. It's deserving to the people who have contributed to our Wreaths Across America. And that was a Presidential Silver Award.
Oh, that's nice.
Very nice.
Well, I think that everybody that's been making contributions should have gotten one. And I'll work on making a way of making that happen. But we got, yes, because I'm just a mouthpiece. We know I got a big mouth. But we've done so well so far. And if you want to think about men competing against women, outside a few gentlemen like Rayford and a few other gentlemen and some groups, women have really dug deep to give money to the Wreaths Across America and to our local Coastal State Veteran Cemetery. And for them, I thank them. I thank everybody. It's just a wonderful thing. And I really like to put this out to our veterans that are living. At some point, I think, hopefully, you'll be buried at our local state, local Coastal State Veteran Cemetery. It's still not too late to recognize your comrades who you'll be with at one point. If anybody needs any help, please contact me about getting on the site or making your donations of the wreaths. I know there's $17 right now, $5 of which goes to the purchase of another wreath. obviously our best program was earlier in the year, but we're still going strong. It's going to be a year-round project. And so I would like to open up this challenge to, the Chamber recently had their recognition of awards for people that do public service and things like that for our area. I'd like to challenge all the winners right now to make a donation to the Reach Across America.
That would be
I think
great.
that's a worthy project.
It is. It's a
I
worthy
think that's
project.
a worthy.
You know what would be really cool is have all of the car dealers every time they sell a new car to donate one of those a wreath, $17, of which $5 will go pay it forward, but donate $17 in a wreath. Go ahead and order it when you sell that car. Now the salespeople could do it too, either way, but the company should do it. The car dealer should do it for every new car that's out there that's sold. Donate $17 to buy a wreath in the person's name that bought the car.
Do you know if they did that? They just did it every year after year after year. We would
We'd
not
be
have
done.
to be doing this.
Be done.
That's right.
It'll
Done
be
deal.
handled. No problem.
I don't know what happened between the time, Lee, when you're talking about the time when in the past when you were involved with it like you are again, but something has happened where our community has just said nah.
Yeah.
Now, there's been a couple that have said yes, but the majority of them, whether they're getting letters or I actually walk into the business and talk to them and stuff about it, it's just not there. And I know the economy's hard, and we're on the right path with our current administration. But I also know from a marketing standpoint, marketing dollars are built into the cost of a vehicle.
Well, I have somebody
And-
very, very important that I think you need to ask for money, and that's USAID.
You better stop.
Why not?
There you go.
Because we're not,
Well,
let me tell you why they wouldn't give it. Okay.
Good girl.
Because
Because of us.
they, correct. So, because they are not, this isn't a far left issue.
That's
Okay.
right.
This isn't a quote DEI issue. So they would never give us that money. And it doesn't go against trying to be divisive.
No, but we can make comic books.
And
you know.
besides that,
we just
besides that, they do not like the military. By and large,
That's
people
true.
who lean in that
Yeah.
direction do not like the
Obvious.
people who give them the opportunity, the freedom
I
to
agree with
lean in
that.
that direction.
Yeah.
Let's write a letter to Elon, Chris. I'll help you. Let's sit down and have lunch.
All right.
We're gonna write.
Okay,
We're gonna
yeah.
write Elon.
We do it. Invite him down.
well, I'm actually going to reach out to his ex-wife because if she'll donate $15,000 or $15 million to the Boys and Girls Club in Charlotte, she might be able to give $60,000 to Reach Across America. But we did get a response back from a certain senator in D.C. that represents our area, who said it was a very nicely written letter. It's a very good cause, but no, we can't give money to it.
Oh, you mean the U.S.
Okay.
Senate?
Yes. Well, same thing happened in North Carolina. So
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
budgets.
Yeah, and,
Give the one you got to
and
give
that was
everybody.
a shame.
yeah, it's a shame.
But we never say never. All of us who are Cardinal fans, forward ever, backward
There
never.
you
That's the way we're going to keep going.
We'll
Yes.
we'll keep it.
And I want to say again, thank you to you three, and for all your efforts. I know you promoted outside the show, and I thank you for that.
Yep.
But the time that you allow me every day that I'll call in, I thank you.
I'll
for
do one
that.
more
I know
before
people may be
we have to go, but I'm going to do one more for you too. We got tax time coming up, right?
Yes.
It's now. It's upon us. For all you folks out there who are filing, and you're going to get a return on
Mhm.
your income, as you go to the bank with that return, would you just please take $17 of it and forward it to Chris's website? $17. So everybody gets
fallen veteran.
We need to, Chris, get this organization once you get it into yours itself into a 501c. We need to have the combined federal campaign put that on their brochure. Why not?
Oh, well,
Why
Later.
not?
Discriminate.
I know you got to go for a break.
Okay, got it. Thank you, sir.
Thanks,
Gotta go,
Chris.
gotta go. Thanks,
Gotta go.
everybody.
Bye.
Have a blessed day.
Yeah, you too. Okay,
We're waiting on Chris.
it is Miller time. It's about a minute after,
Yes.
but he'll be calling in here shortly. Probably by the time I get through talking about this, if I don't take a pause here, that phone will be lighting up over there, right? Huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Go ahead.
because
1,
I have a
2,
question
3,
to ask him.
ring. Okay, again, Chris. 1,
He's
2.
like,
He got his
Miller
second go
time.
round.
Miller time.
Hey, Chris, how are you?
Good morning, my friends. How's everybody doing so far?
Hanging in here. Chris Miller, sports editor, Jacksonville Daily News, and we're just going to call him our own sports commentator. How's that? For live and local.
That sounds good. I've been called a lot worse, so we'll stick with that.
Yeah, probably you, like me, you've been guilty of being a lot worse too, right?
Especially in our business.
Uh-huh.
But I think it was you, Rayford, or somebody that said that if you're not making people mad, then you're not doing your job.
Something like that. Something along those
Right,
lines. If I don't get
right,
your
right.
attention, then I haven't done something right. I screwed up. What's going on in the world of sports? Are we ready to play football yet?
I'll tell you what, we gotta get this football fix out of you, and I swear you're going through some high school football withdrawal, aren't you?
I am.
You need
I
a
mean,
fall football.
You know,
league.
it's been, 2 months? Almost?
We
Coming
need
up
a
on 2
fall
months?
winter football league just for Rayford.
Yeah. We get
Well, I know you don't like watching football, but
Not on
you do have
TV.
the Super Bowl on Sunday,
Nope.
and I'm sure you're commercials,
Nope.
and I know you're really excited to see Lamar in the halftime show.
Who?
He don't even know who that is, Chris.
Nor do
I
care.
didn't either.
It's okay.
I had to look it up.
I got one of those TVs that gets Frasier all the time if I want it, or anything else that I want to
Yes,
watch.
I know. We still need
Well,
to.
Rayford, I'm glad you brought up the TV show Frasier. I always liked Frasier and that show, but I never really got into Cheers. I thought Cheers and
Yeah.
Seinfeld are two of the most overrated TV shows.
You're right.
ever.
I agree with you
I never-
100%.
The best
I never
person.
got into Cheers, and I never really got into Seinfeld. Maybe because we were forced to watch it while we ate dinner. So
Oh. Who?
you can have that conversation with the mutual friend that we have.
Uh-huh.
Never got into Seinfeld. I just never
Did
saw
he?
the point of it.
Did he use handcuffs on you to keep you in front of the TV?
No, but we had to sit there and watch Cheers and watch Seinfeld and just and that's my sob story for the day.
Cheers had his moments, and that was only when Lilith came in.
Well, that one in Seinfeld, the best one on Seinfeld was Kramer.
Oh, yes.
I mean, he's the one I like. I agree, Chris.
That's how you got
Seinfeld,
your
wasn't
start in
great, but-
your profession, right? Trying to analyze Kramer.
I just love Kramer.
Those two
He is
shows,
amazing.
I
But other
was-
than that, I didn't like it.
I liked Frasier, but the others I wasn't. I watched them every now and then, but Frasier I liked.
I never watched
I liked
Seinfeld.
Frasier.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
care for.
But I will say this: that was the golden age of TV.
It
There
was.
some great shows.
Yeah.
You had I remember NBC was dominating that channel.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, that was years ago before you had all the streaming. But
Yeah, we are
you
the
had
one.
ER, you had Friends, you had Mad About You. I mean, there
Mm-hmm.
were some great shows that NBC had.
Yeah. True.
Yep. Well, I've got a question for you,
Don't forget
Chris.
Archie Bunker.
Archie.
That was in the 70s.
I know.
Chris wasn't alive then. Mhm.
I've got a question for you, Chris. I've been wanting to ask you this. This is recently in committee with the North Carolina Senate right now. It's a bill that they're proposing, and I'm just going to read a couple lines here. If a public high school does not offer a particular sport, a student from that school may participate in the sport at the public high school closest to the student's school
Oh my.
that has a program in that sport subject to terms. All right. And the next one, a private school or homeschool student may participate in a sport at the base public high school for the student's address, not meaning military base public high school for the student's address, subject to the terms and conditions applicable to a regularly enrolled member of that high school student's body.
Confused.
I know what it is because I got a kid that's doing it.
In other words, if say you attend Jacksonville High School and you want to play lacrosse and they don't have a lacrosse team, but Northside does, this is giving them the right to go play on Northside's team. Is that correct?
Don't they have to
Chris?
try out? Because
Well,
you have to try out.
it all says subject to terms and conditions,
Okay.
so
Find out if they're capable.
Chris, explain this, please.
So basically, it's mainly for the homeschool and private school families that that are affected. I mean, I did read about the if Jacksonville High School doesn't offer a kickball team and somebody wants to play kickball, but White Oak does, then they would be permitted to play kickball for White Oak, even though they're a Jacksonville student. The schools do that. I think academically, like if Jacksonville doesn't offer auto mechanic, but Northside High School does offer auto mechanic. I have heard situations where kids have gone, they took their first 2 classes at Jacksonville and then went over to the north side to take the auto mechanic class the 3rd period and then came back. So I've heard situations of that academically. I just don't know how that would work. Athletically. But I don't think that's really going to affect a lot of people, because I think a lot of our sports here in Owsley County do offer. We don't really have many sports that one school offers that somebody else doesn't. We do, and if they do, for example, Jacksonville, Northside, and White Oak do have certain lacrosse teams, but Dixon and Southwest do not. But that's kind of a long distance, so I don't think that would really logistically make sense. But in terms of the private schools, look, I mean, what I'm going to say is my personal opinion, not really that of anybody, the newspaper or, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. And as long as we, cordially agree to disagree, then we can have a cordial conversation. And like I said, everybody's entitled to their opinion. But, and I do respect the family's decision to homeschool or attend a private school that adheres to their religious beliefs or their personal beliefs. I mean, I would never tell. No, I respect the family's decision to do that, but I do have a hard time with somebody who's homeschooled or goes to a private school that wants to go play football or wants to go play basketball for the local public school. Again, my personal opinion, I just don't think that's the right thing to do. I mean, if you want your kid to play for the White Oak football team, well, your kid needs to attend White Oak High School to be able to play for the White Oak football team. And I just think there's a lot of issues that go ignored if that doesn't happen. So I think it'd be I think it'd be a tough situation for sure.
I can understand where you're coming from, and sometimes it's a little bit like folks who live out in the county outside the city limits of Jacksonville, and they're not paying Jacksonville city taxes, right? But they come into Jacksonville and they participate with like some of the recreational facilities or whatever. They go and things that are there that are paid for by Jacksonville city tax dollars. And I can see where that could be a little bit of an issue. And it kind of translates into exactly what you're saying. If you want to pay,
I think
if you can pay the price, okay.
Well, and that's one of the arguments that the other side has. Well, we pay taxes too, and our taxes go to pay
They do
for the public schools and the gyms, everything. Well, and that's a valid argument, but my tax money also goes to help pay for the school and the Jacksonville High School gym or the Northside High School gym. But that doesn't mean I can go open up the Northside High School gym at 9 o'clock on a Saturday night and start using it at my disposal. So there's arguments on both sides, and like you say, we're all entitled to our opinion. We can agree to disagree respectfully, but I just the other side is okay. If our teachers and our education system isn't as good for you academically, why are we all of a sudden good enough for you athletically? So there's arguments, like I said, on both sides, and I'm sure people get upset from both sides get upset, but we can continue to have that conversation and see where it goes.
Yeah, that's going to be confusing.
Well, I think
it's going to be confusing.
Onslow County Schools does have the online school though, and they're actually on Onslow County School students. And they instead of going physically to a school, they do it online.
Sure.
There's a variety of reasons.
Are they going to be able to play?
I have a kid that I know is
Athletics
playing.
at one of
Yeah,
the
they're
schools?
doing, and they're doing it at the school in their district, I guess, like where they live. But they attend school online, Onslow County School online. Yeah.
Well, this bill right now, like I said, is in committee. It passed the first reading, and then it went into committee, and that's where they're going to fine tune it, blah blah blah, and then revote and send it out to the House, whatever. But it is said that student, like a private schooled student, if they wanted to play football, say at Jacksonville High School, they're going to have to pay a fee for that, which the Board of Education will set that up.
$1 million.
Yeah, see, so they're paying just like the student at Jacksonville High School who's playing football is paying to be a part of it. I have no dog in this fight. I don't know because I have no students in schools, but
like I'm going to use Liberty Christian and Richlands for example. They're in a league. They have their own football. They have their own sports team. Yeah, they have their own. So I guess this would be more for
Homeschooling.
homeschool or
right.
a school that doesn't. I don't know if Infinite Prague has any sports team. I don't know. But I mean, otherwise, I think it'd be more for the homeschool kids. Why don't they just form a homeschool league?
And certain communities, and that's funny. That's interesting that you said that because a lot of communities, there are certain communities that have that, and I'm okay with that.
I saw a problem with that.
Yeah, form a homeschool league.
And homeschool league, and you have different homeschool kids from a certain community, say Jacksonville, Onslow County, and they come together and they call themselves the Onslow County homeschool dragons or something like that. So there are several of those type of teams throughout the state, and some of our private schools, Jacksonville Christian Academy, Living Water, Fellowship, Liberty Christian, they play some of those teams in basketball and some of these other sports. So and IOP Infinite Prague they do have a volleyball team and they have a cross country team, and they're trying to add a couple other sports. They're in the early stages of trying to add some other sports. So I know the athletic director there retired. The retired Dave Miller from Jacksonville High School. So
Really?
he's now
No way.
Really?
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Okay.
You go, Dave.
I knew he wasn't going to stay retired too long. I knew that. Okay, good for him.
Well, thanks for that information. Yeah, this had been an issue that had come up. And like I say, I don't know enough about it to provide my personal opinion. And being I'm not in school anymore and my children are out of school, but as long as they don't mess with the Jacksonville High School Cardinal football team,
Oh Lord,
I'm good. Good.
And I'm going to add one more thing.
Right, Rayford?
I have, and I mentioned this before in the show. I have a very, very hard time of the General Assembly, the politicians getting involved in high school sports. There are certain things that I agree that has to happen, and we all talked about one of those issues. Early in the show with Trump and signing the executive order yesterday. But I have a hard time understanding why the General Assembly wants to get its hands on high school sports, and don't they have better things to do? I mean,
Yes.
they have better things to do.
Good point.
Better things they need to worry about, and we talked about this before. Bringing back teachers' longevity. Why don't they work on trying to do that? But they pat themselves on the back, saying that they gave teachers a raise. Well, maybe not really.
yeah.
So I think there's a lot more important things that the General Assembly on both sides need to be doing instead of getting their hands on high school sports.
Okay.
There you go.
Hey, real quick, Chris. When does high school basketball playoffs start?
Okay, so the regular season was supposed to end next week,
Okay.
and then conference tournaments were supposed to start the following week. But because of the snow and everything, a lot of the conference tournaments got postponed, and so the regular season we still have a couple more weeks, and then the third week is when the state playoffs for high school basketball will tip off.
Any of our local teams look like they may make it?
Well, the Swansboro boys team is doing really well.
Yay,
They reached to the
Swansboro.
fourth round last year, and they only have one loss, and that's to a big, powerful 4A New Hanover team a couple weeks ago. So Swansboro has a chance to do really well on the boys' side. I would say that they're the favorite to go the furthest. And as far as girls, we don't really have that one strong team in Oswego County, but Croatan and East Stupland girls are doing really well this season, and they have a chance to go pretty far in the playoffs. So we'll continue to see how these teams do, and wish them luck. And I did want to give the Jacksonville High wrestling team a shout out. They wrestled yesterday. They won their third round match against Person High School, and then about 30 minutes later, they had to wrestle Union Pines in the fourth round, which was the regional final. So they fell short against Union Pines, but a great dual team season, and now all these wrestlers will start preparing for the individual tournaments here in the next couple of weeks. But it was a good team season for the Cardinals and for wrestling.
Good.
Okay. Sounds like a winner.
Awesome.
Chris, we thank you, sir, as
Thanks,
always.
Chris.
Thank you. Very,
All
very
right, thank you for letting me
informative.
go on my rant for a little bit.
Well, that's why I knew we would ask you, because you would know.
There you go. I think we're going to change this whole thing to Chris on
Oh,
the
wow.
sidelines.
Chris on the sidelines. We
Chris
could
on the
do a
sidelines.
reality TV
Yeah.
show
Oh
like
my
that.
God.
That would be cool. That
Yeah.
would be cool.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
All right, thank you, my friend.
See you next week. Bye.
Chris on the sidelines.
And
Charlie.
Charlie's back.
Charlie's back. Hi, Charlie.
Charlie's back and gone.
Charlie's babysitting a dog.
Babysitting a dog.
Yes.
Oh, well. It's all right. You know, a whole lot of
Well, is it not on there?
Well,
Charlie,
What's that?
you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. It clicked and went away. There he's back.
No. Hey, are you guys talking about? Have you guys discussed the whole U.S. aid breakdown of all the
Yep.
billions of dollars that have been given away?
We just did.
Well, I apologize. I was out. I was walking a dog. I'm dog sitting currently.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah, I love the dog. The owners, I'm not so sure about.
Keep the dog, chunk the owners away, send them back.
No, the owners are nice, but they're feeding the dog. They're giving the dogs the wrong kind of. I don't want to get into it. So hey, with regard to the whole USA, do you guys do a full breakdown of that?
As full as we had available, we can't spend 2 hours on it. But yeah,
Okay,
we
so I'm gonna hang up.
picked a whole bunch of of areas where we the taxpayers are being screwed. Yes, we did that.
yes.
Let me ask you a question. I have never heard
Timmy.
of U.S. aid. Have any of you guys ever heard of U.S. aid?
No.
Well, I did, but I thought it was just something kind of like a very patriotic thing. U.S. aid. I don't know. I never knew what it did. I didn't know it was a giveaway program using my money for their giveaway projects.
What about your two other co-hosts or hosts?
About the same.
Were they ever aware of it?
No. Lee, were
Isn't
you?
it amazing?
Excuse me. What did you say?
Have you ever been aware of USAID prior to now?
Yes, but not a
No,
lot
not
about
really.
it. I just had knowledge that they were there.
No, it was
but-
it was underground operation.
I never heard of it.
Yes. I mean, but I never paid any attention to it, because there was some issues that arose out of USAID back when we were talking about COVID and stuff like that. But I
We were caught up in everything
never
else.
knew what I know now.
Okay, what else do you know there, Charlie?
So quickly, I was watching Chuck Schumer and Maxine Waters. You know who those two characters are, right?
Yes.
Watching and throwing up. Go ahead.
Nutcases.
So they I don't know, they were like getting together and they were saying like, we won't let them take over our money. We won't let them beat us.
Right.
We will defeat them. These people, I think they have a lot to hide. I think
Yes,
have
they
so much to
guarantee
hide.
you they do.
Mhm.
It's just bizarre. When I was watching the press, the speaker, whatever her name is, 5 million here, 10 million here, 100 million here, 18 million here, 25 million here, 80 million here. For the most bizarre things. all that money could have been to the infrastructure of the United States of America. It could have gone to the inner city neighborhoods. It could have gone to like develop and strengthen the inner city neighborhoods to build a foundation where those individuals
It could have been used anywhere else but where it was being used, to be honest with you. Anyway, I'm going to tell you, it is nothing but a slush fund that the politicians are using. It's that's about all it is, for their own little pet projects here, there, and everywhere to get their notoriety, so they can go from this country to that country and see how it's doing. That's all, and they can be invited to the parties that they throw for big fashion events or for whatever parties that they want to go to. That's all it's about. Feathering their own nest.
I'm going to hang up. What do you think the outcome is? Obviously, there's going to be trillions of dollars of wasted money. Do you think that the media is going to acknowledge that and say, you know what? This is a disgrace. It's an absolute disaster.
Not the mainstream media.
No.
So it's just going to be hidden under and nothing's going to happen, correct?
It's going to be out there, and at some point in time, there may be some indictments to come down. There have been already, but they didn't get any publicity. There may be some serious indictments to come down, or if it just gets cut off at the head, just cut it off.
Right.
No more. And then we'll find out what was going on.
Last question. Are you familiar with Politico?
I'll say it.
Yes. Oh, yes. $50 million.
I get email every day from them.
Yes. Well.
So I don't know Politico. I just thought it was just like some random website.
Nope.
Where that like random white people or or he him. So evidently the government has been giving them money. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, the government doesn't have money. We've been giving them money.
That's right. I was like, what, 50 million or something like that?
They won't be getting it now.
Nope. They say, you're done.
I want Live and Local to get at least $1 million.
Here's what I do know, and I'm going to hang up.
Okay.
And I do feel there's something in my heart because I'm like a Hallmark card. And I read something about Chelsea Clinton, Bill Clinton, and Hillary Clinton's daughter. Something about she got upwards of like $80 million or maybe many millions of dollars. You know what? I will defend her to my last breath. She's a very good person. Even if she did get $40 million, she earned it. She needs that money. She's a really good person. And if anybody in your audience, puts her down, well, I'm going to go after them. She's a really good person. She deserves that money. Yes.
You asking the wrong people that question.
Take care. Bye.
We got Timmy up there.
Timmy, you want to give Hillary daughter some money, $40 million worth?
I can't even pay myself. Y'all want me to pay somebody else?
Yeah.
It's tough. Nah.
I'll pay her no mind.
I about the only thing I really give to. I do send some money to St. Jude's once in a while. So that's about my limit.
That's a good place.
I need to send some money to the PTI trucking company, and PTI means paid the idiot, because I got one of them right here in front of me.
Oh, do you?
But, no, I've been listening to you. Good gracious alive, it's good to hear you. I've been real busy.
I figured.
I'm down here in By God, Georgia this morning again.
Oh, wow. Slow
Second
down.
time this week. You go. It's that time in the morning when all the slow folks get out here.
And I don't go through. I don't think 95 goes through Darien, Georgia anymore. But we got nailed on 95 on the 17 going through Darien one morning. We actually weren't stopped. And we had the local popo come up to us. I wasn't driving, my cousin was, and we've been driving all night. And he pulled in to get a soft drink, and I was asleep in the back. And he came back and looking for. He says, "Where's your registration?" I said, "What?" I said, "Who wants a registration this time of morning?" He said, "Shh, there's a policeman out here." "What'd you do?" He said, "I pulled over here, but I didn't know I pulled across an intersection and blocked the whole highway."
Oh my goodness! Yeah, it sounded like he's a little tired there.
Hey, we were tarred. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you get that way. When you're not, just like my doctor told me last time I saw him. I said, "Doc, it's been 3 weeks. This RSV, man, what?" He just looked at me and said, "Well, you're not 30 anymore." And when I tell you to go home and rest, that means go home and rest. And you didn't do it.
You didn't pay any attention to him because you knew better.
Didn't pay. Yeah, I knew better. I'm super trucker. You know, I'm Superman and all that good stuff. But no, I mean, I heard is Kelly still in there? I'm not looking at it.
Don't start.
I'm in here.
There you go.
What's up?
Oh, okay. Well, Kelly, I gotta say, I love you too, Shug.
I appreciate
I had to
that.
throw that in.
You know I love
you.
you.
Too, yeah, you.
She doesn't like Charlie, though.
Make my heart pump.
I have never said Rayford. Rayford is just a crap stir. Okay, that's what he's over here
I figured
doing.
he was trying.
Yeah.
I figured he was trying to turn the screw on you. You know,
Yeah.
just turn that tight and screw down on you.
I'm about to get an FCC violation.
I love throwing hand grenades.
Don't do it.
Verbal ones.
I know you do, and
Verbal
you're
ones.
good at it.
Yeah,
You're
verbal ones.
mighty
Right.
good at it.
He thinks he's good at it.
Well, got you riled up.
No,
doesn't it?
No, I'm just that's
been
being
having-
me.
I've been having to come down here to Georgia right back. So our railroad crew is finishing up. I'm running back and forth from Fort Stewart, Georgia, trying to get the railroad stuff out of here before they leave, because the rest of it I can get myself. I don't operate the railroad equipment, and it's like my favorite line over here where I work at. I just haul it, Shug. That's all I do. And it just gets to them sometimes. You don't want to learn how to operate it. I can operate the winch and get it on there for you. But that's about my limit. But, yeah, it's been a trying time. Been running back and forth here. I got 1, 2, 3 more trips. I count this one. Oh yeah, it's been fun. And Kelly, I really think about you real hard every time I hit south of the border of South Carolina
Yeah,
line.
you know my favorite
Oh,
place.
Mhm.
Yeah. Hate
Oh,
that
yeah.
area.
You know, I
all
made,
that-
Billboard, made Playboy one time.
I hate that place.
Well, the all that road construction they've done,
Is it over or are they still doing
trying
it?
to patch it. Oh, they still doing a little bit of
jeez.
it, but
Okay.
the thing about it, when they get done with it,
Got to start
It-
over.
almost just as bad as it was.
So
They don't have the pothole anymore, but the
Perpetual.
asphalt's not level.
Perpetual job forevermore.
so people are still sitting there,
Oh, yeah.
just sitting.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
let's see, about the 180. I mean, right now, there's
Mhm.
probably a 2-mile backup up there on the southbound side of I-95.
So
Right now.
annoying. So
When
annoying.
I come through, there weren't none.
Okay. Yeah.
And
All
I
right.
don't know what they're doing. I
Well,
mean, they're working on that part where they're redoing the bridges, but no. But I do think about the Lord.
Yeah, because you know I hate that stretch
Well,
right there.
I got
Yeah.
a suggestion for y'all. If you're going south on 95, go ahead down and take what is it, 74 out of Whiteville. Just take the bypass.
Oh, you mean
and get 17 down to
Yeah.
74 down to 74, 76 down to the Whiteville area. Get off in Whiteville and take 74 down to Florence, and you're right on 95 and headed south.
Yeah, I use 74 a
yeah,
lot.
76. Yeah, you're right. Rayford, it ain't but 15 minutes longer.
That's about right. Well, it could be about 2 hours shorter too.
Well, it's pleasant,
Oh, well,
though.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
pleasant driving.
when I was
Got some nice
When I was
country
hauling
places.
tires, when I was hauling tires, I would take 74 to 95 in the morning, and on my second load, when I got the wife done, just like you said, I took 76 come into Florence, and
That's
when
right,
they started
76, not
working on the northbound, and when they started working on the northbound, I would take I-95 first thing in the morning, coming back, and that afternoon I would take 76. It's a beautiful drive, and the only time you get held up is when you go through the small towns, and there ain't no traffic. And it's
Nope.
4-lane until you get to Mullins. I mean, you get past Mullins, and then it cuts down to a 2-lane highway.
Now,
But it's no traffic.
the one thing I'll caution you on is during the spring planting season, that is a
And
farmer's tractor's road.
it is.
So
and
get
the
patient.
fall picking.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you have to be
And I
careful,
did want to
careful
give
about
you.
that.
Yeah, and I did want to give you a little piece of information. The paper mill in Georgetown. I
I can smell it from here.
I mean, the paper mill in Georgetown is closing down.
No way.
The odor
Now,
will
you-
be there for
you've
the
been
next
to Georgetown?
20,000
Mhm.
years.
Oh yeah. Well,
Mhm.
Rayford, you remember when they had the steel mill right there too, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, it's been gone.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're closing down the paper mill. Georgetown is going to be a ghost town, Hall.
Yeah.
I mean, just think of it. I've had to go down there and move some equipment for some guys, and they said, man, and they're crying, and I don't blame them. I mean, these loggers, that was their livelihood. They're going to have to carry it to Florence now.
Uh-huh.
So I couldn't believe that they were closing down that paper mill,
Well,
but they are.
they pretty well stunk up the neighborhood, so they had to move somewhere else.
I mean, well, it smelled like money.
Yeah.
That's what we used to say.
Oh,
That's what we used to say in Jacksonville when warehousing was running.
Yep.
Because I worked there.
Well, it didn't
Smelled
smell
like
like
money.
it did not smell like Georgetown. I'm going to tell you.
No. Because all you had to do was go. If you wanted to smell Georgetown, go to Plymouth, North Carolina, because they had a paper mill there too.
Same thing.
Or you could go to Regalwood.
Regalwood was awful.
So
Whew.
yeah, and some of that's closed down. I don't know if all of it had yet.
When I was doing photography, and one of the customers was what was the paper company there? Oh, it changed over to somebody else bought it.
International.
Federal Paper Board.
Federal Paper Company.
Yeah, Federal
And
Paper. Yeah.
They had me in a helicopter shooting photos, and they flew over that stupid paper mill with all that stuff coming up, and I was in a helicopter with no doors on it. Holy
Yeah.
moly! I still can smell that clothes. I burned the clothes.
I don't blame
I
you.
sold my camera. Bought me another one. That's it. I could get the stink out of it. Yeah.
Oh, God knows. But I just wanted to shout out to you, man. I got to do this today and come back tomorrow.
Okay, well, have fun and be
But
careful.
I've had three. But y'all be good.
What you got for
Enjoy
Valentine's?
myself.
You got your Valentine's Day stuff picked out for next week?
I have already done it. My Valentine's present is going to be a colonoscopy.
Nice.
That's going to be done on the 17th.
Mhm.
But I've already took care of St. Diane now.
Uh-huh.
She is going to. I've not changed. She's changed jobs. She retired. Stayed retired for a month. She got her little 5-hour day job, and she'd be mad if I told you, but she was ready, and now she's got into it. She liked it.
So,
it's from 8 to 1. 5 days a week.
What kind of flowers do you get her?
Well, she's not. I'm pretty sure she ain't listening. I got her long stem red rose.
Oh, good
like
man.
in a vase or vase with the baby's breath and all that. I couldn't tell you. All I know how much it costed, and they gonna deliver it to her work Valentine's Day.
There you go. Hope she doesn't
Hey,
take the day off.
I don't get the dog.
Well, you know what hours we're here.
What?
Did you know what hours we're here?
Oh, I know. Well, you know.
If you will wear that purple bikini thing, he will bring them to you personally.
Then
yeah.
we definitely will get shut down.
I'd walk in there with my grateful thong on
Oh,
for y'all
God.
if you wear them purple bikinis.
Oh.
If you do,
I would do that.
Rayford will wear his
Well,
thong
they're
too. if
I
you do
will
that.
bring you. I don't like pepper spray, but I will bring out a can of pepper spray for you. If
I'd
you
rather
do.
go back talk
Well, I
about
wasn't
groundhogs.
gonna get close to you.
Okay, good man.
All
Okay.
right, y'all
Y'all be good.
be sweet. I'll
Bye,
talk to you
team.
later.
See ya.
just
Bye,
just
y'all.
real quick, Kelly and I were looking at this. A lot of that Politico has been debunked, all that news about it.
Yeah.
But from what I could find right now is a total combination of different federal agencies spent $8.2 million last year on Political Pro, which is their news sites where they get
Well, they could spend what they want spun. Let's
yeah,
just
yeah.
say it what it
and,
is.
So, but that's what the whole thing was. And what happened is the other stuff got misinformation, got spread. And, but the White House is saying it's canceling $8 million in political subscriptions.
That's okay too.
But,
Okay.
you know, I'm all for that. Why do they need that? Don't they have
They
their
don't
own
need it.
agencies that they pay for to do this stuff?
Because this is how Biden bought the media.
Yes.
Let's be real. Let's just say what it is. It's exactly that's what happened.
Well,
Period.
Kelly, I asked Rayford this morning before we went on air. Ever since this show went on air, from the very first day it went on air, has there not always been from time to time a discussion, a roundtable discussion here about wasteful government spending?
Yes.
We've been talking about it for years.
And I mentioned to you at all levels,
Yes.
yeah.
from
And
the
so then
highest to the lowest.
finally, you have somebody that has come into government that wants to take a look at wasteful spending
And who's
and cut it,
somebody who's not running for reelection.
and people want to have a heart attack over it.
Too bad.
I'm
Well-
not paying for poppies.
After we do our weather, Lee brought up the musical in Ireland, so I sent a text. I got some information about it.
Okay, good.
And then I want to bring up something that our local House of Representative bill that he is written. I will talk about that too. And then I have one more thing after, but let's do our weather first.
Okay,
Very
offshore out
good.
20 nautical miles southwesterly winds 10 to 15 knots, east 3 to 4 feet. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop, and that's going to be just about it. Tomorrow, southwesterly winds 15 to 20, gusts to 25. Westerly 10 to 15 in the afternoon, 3 to 5 footer. Sounds and rivers choppy, diminishing to a moderate chop in the afternoon. And on Saturday, northeasterly winds 15 to 20. Easterly 10 to 15 in the afternoon, 2 to 3 footers. Sounds and rivers choppy, diminishing to a moderate chop in the afternoon. Looking fairly decent through the weekend.
Today it'll be partly sunny, a high of 70 with 15-mile-an-hour gusts. Tonight, patchy fog and otherwise mostly cloudy with a low of 59. It's not a bad overnight temperature. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 71.
Really nice.
Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy, low of 47. It's about
Okay.
10-degree difference. And then on Saturday, cloudy with a high of 54. But Sunday, it's going to be 76.
Yeah, yes. That's okay.
Nice.
We can do with
nice. I
Okay.
need to
that. Okay,
pull some
Ira, what did
weed.
you get? We'll
Okay.
speak from the Irish.
It's
So I
Kelly's
sent a
turn.
text to ask about this, and I got pointed in the direction of something. So a lot of them didn't even know what this musical was. It wasn't
It
highly
was a
publicized.
USAID sponsored
Yes,
musical
and it went-
in Ireland.
It went to a group that is, as it was just told to me, is minority owned, and they were pushing DEI. So, but I was pointed in the direction of a Senator Ronan Mullen, who is he's a senator in Ireland. Okay.
Okay.
He is mad as heck, and so are the people now, about this musical. Because, like I said, a lot of them didn't know anything about it, but the money was funneled through the U.S. Embassy in Ireland. That's what it
Uh-huh.
came to. And then given to that in the form of a grant by a company out of County Kerry. Okay.
Would love to know whose idea this was in the first place.
Oh, it was. So he has made a public statement, the senator did, and he said, without making a song and dance about it, we need to know what other U.S. public funds may have been spent in pushing far left ideologies at the Irish people. He said, I want to let the light shine. They are ticked
Mhm. Good.
because people are saying, and even my relatives are saying, we don't want DEI here.
Yeah.
They don't want it. They feel like that they're saying, a lot of them are blaming the Americans, and that's what they're doing. They're saying Americans are trying to push their far left DEI stuff on the Irish
It's not
people.
all Americans, folks.
I know.
It's
and
a minority
yeah.
of Americans, in
Yeah.
fact.
Right.
they are ticked.
Yeah.
They are ticked.
Whose bright idea was it?
It wasn't bright, and it wasn't an idea.
Well,
It
they're
was a
saying
scam.
that they said they and
scam was
they
it?
even went and said they think that Biden, they're blaming Biden, and they're saying they're trying to spread DEI all over the world, that Biden had like an agenda, which I mean they're just
I don't
mad.
understand any of that.
You
but-
got to remember, a lot of Irish are very conservative.
I guarantee you Biden had no knowledge of it.
Even if he did, he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
That's what I'm saying.
that musical now, so that musical was not. Most of them didn't know about it, but I'm sure in the DEI community there they did. But that got shut down. So and whoever at the embassy should be recalled for giving that grant out because
Well-
it had to have
Maybe it came to them designated,
it did.
and the embassy had no choice.
That it was
That's
designated,
the way
they
it
said,
was.
and it was $70,000.
Jeez.
Yeah. Okay. Now, our new House of Representative Wyatt Gable
Yay,
has
Wyatt.
written a bill. Good for Wyatt. Funny how we hadn't heard a lot about this. It will ban, I didn't even know there was, so his bill will ban all Sunday early voting in North Carolina. I didn't even know there was. Apparently there has been somewhere. And
It was during the
it will extend or reduce early voting from 3 weeks to 6 days. Hallelujah.
Fine.
Oh, yeah, we've been talking about
Let's
that.
get that done.
Thank you.
Thank God for Wyatt.
The Sunday voting
Yeah, but
came across.
that's going to be defeated,
like after
and it'll
Hurricane.
be vetoed if indeed it gets that far.
The Sunday voting occurred at like after Hurricane Helene, and they were
Mhm.
trying to give the people there, and several other instances around the state where there's been some type of.
I would say under emergency
Emergency.
conditions, it could be a
Yes.
special order coming down from the State Board of Elections for a specific location
But
for a specific reason.
I agree. 6
Period.
days is all we.
Well,
I
we
agree.
need 6 days. Good for Wyatt. So it doesn't say, it just
Do you know how
says-
much money would be saved by doing
Yes.
it all in 6
Yes.
days instead of 3 weeks?
Right.
Yeah. So he filed the bill yesterday.
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
For him.
All in favor,
Good
say
for
aye.
Wyatt.
All
Aye.
opposed, go away.
See, you
The
know,
money we have
I-
spent.
I
Yeah,
knew
wasted.
Wyatt was going to go in there and do good things.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he is really going to prove to be a great choice. And I
so
think,
too.
you know, just based on when I was talking to him, even during the election, he has such good ideas. If he keeps this up, he's going to be hard to beat.
Mm-hmm.
Just
I've already
saying.
heard somebody's going to try to go after.
I've heard that too, but I
Oh,
don't think
and
they'll
I'm
get it.
like,
They're not going to.
That'll be the political left. Even if
No.
it's the same Republican Party, it'll be the political
Yeah,
left.
it's just.
The Republican Party is not all conservative.
Well, no,
They are a bunch of good old boys hanging around, and they want it done their way because it's always been done that way, and they want it done my way because I benefit from it. That's what some of them.
Well, I think
think.
that's what might be trying to go after him, and I know exactly who Lee's talking about, and I think they're going
He
to be
can-
fighting a losing battle.
He can pack up his bags and go too.
Mhm.
well, you know, I love this bill that Wyatt's doing.
Mhm. I think it's awesome.
It's going to be a fight with the Board
It
of
is.
Elections. It's going to be
Yeah.
a fight, but don't give up,
No,
Wyatt.
Wyatt, you keep. And
The Board of Elections should not have a problem with it.
Right.
well, if it's a law, it's a law. I mean, I know they'll try to fight it in court, but I mean,
But even if it were regardless, why should the Board of Elections have a?
Mm-hmm.
Don't know.
because the Board of Elections is controlled by the Democrats now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they have been, for the last and will be for the next.
And then I've got one more thing, and this is a TikTok thing, and this is this is really going to
TikTok,
parents, but
TikTok.
and even young adults. So you know, there's always these crazy TikTok challenges or whatever.
Mhm.
This one right here is, I mean, if you do this, you are literally asking to be shot, and I fully believe this.
Ooh.
So these two teenagers in Kyle, Texas, wherever that is, last Wednesday were arrested. They are 19 and 18-year-old. They're both males. So apparently there was some kind of viral TikTok prank where you go up to kids and ask if they want to be kidnapped. They
What?
approached two elementary kids walking home from school, ages 7 to 9, and asked if they wanted to be kidnapped. Scared the heck out of the kids. They ran home, told their parents, and they were arrested last Wednesday on charge of terroristic threats because it scared, the crap out of these kids. And they claimed when the police found them that they were just acting out a TikTok prank. And
How old are they?
18 and 19.
Oh no, you're not kids. You're an adult. You're
Yeah.
gonna go to jail.
You just
dude.
threatened it. You asked kids they want to be kid and scared them and talking about acting out a prank. And the police are like, it sucks to be you, buddy, because you were still arresting you. But and they said pranks, the police there said pranks that involve a threat or potential threat to other people or property are illegal.
Especially kids.
And the elementary school sent out a letter to all the parents, and it telling them what happened and be on the lookout. These stupid pranks. I mean, these TikTok pranks, but that's going to get somebody shot.
Yeah, in Texas.
You get some parent, and then there was another in England. I don't know why this is in 2023. There was a trend on TikTok prank where you would just randomly or you would attempt to enter somebody's home randomly just to see if you could. That'll get you shot. Now in England, it would be harder because most people don't have guns. But
This is a sword.
Here, it will get you shot quick. And people are saying that the trend was really just an excuse to break it in or somebody's house. Yes, but they were kind of TikTok trend. But that would get at my house, you'd make it through the door and that'd be as far as you got. I'm just going to go ahead and put that out there for everybody. And the other one that I really don't have a problem with, maybe somebody would. I don't never heard of this one. Strangers would dress up as mannequins at Target to see if they could blend in and like scare customers. Like, you know.
Do y'all know that a lot of us carry guns?
That's what I agree. I mean,
Do you not know that a lot of us carry guns? You jump out at me and Target and look like, I think it's a no, I don't care if it's a mannequin or not.
Of all the ones, that's to me the tamest. It's still bad because you get your butt beat or shot. Yeah.
Shot will be
But to go up to a child and say, do you want to
no,
kidnap?
that just gets you hurt. Bad.
I agree. And trying to break into somebody's house. But this is what these TikTok videos get so stupid. People do. I mean, they're becoming more and more just flat out dangerous. And to say what's a TikTok prank, you're arrested.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know what the
charge is not
a terroristic threat.
There's not the charge is not going to be I committed a prank. That's not a charge.
No, it's terroristic threats. I don't know what that penalty in Texas is.
Bad.
I would assume
if it's got the word terror in it, it's going to be bad.
It's probably a felony. I'm once again going to assume. I mean, so parents, please talk to your children or even adults, because adults do these. Well, they're adults, but they're young. But don't do those TikTok challenges, and talk to your family members about not doing that either.
Why don't you call us before you decide to pull a prank and let us give you some advice? And the three of us here, we got some experience among us, and one of us has got nice. She'll be really nice to you as a counselor. Some of us might not be quite as nice. We'll be much more forthright. We'll tell you how stupid you are in a heartbeat. Then you can counsel them about how they need to get over it.
Because I mean,
call us before you want to pull a stupid prank like that.
Can you imagine as a parent, your kid come home crying, talking about somebody threatening to kidnap me? Parents are going to lose their minds. I don't blame them.
Honey, bring them a gun.
Yes, that's exactly what would happen. Or they're going to, beat them senseless, which could kill them. I mean, theoretically. Why? But anyway, so that's all that I had. But that one right there.
I want to go to something that you mentioned without calling the name of a particular company that was going door to door. Okay, but the company was going door to door trying to get you to sign up for something, yada, 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 yada.
Right.
Your doors were locked.
Right.
You went to the door, finally, whatever. But you said no. But anyway, they sort of signed you up anyway, but then you got a notice that they were coming to change your service over, and you said, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But anyway, tell me about this other person at another house when somebody came up and knocked on the door and they didn't answer the door.
As in most of us, we all that are on social media belong to the neighborhood groups.
Yeah.
And I have several neighborhood groups that I belong to in my area. And someone had posted the other day, and these gentlemen came to my house on Monday. And I said, I'll have to take a look, and I'm not going to tell you yes right now. And the next thing I knew, the next day, I got a text from the company saying, welcome to the family, and your installation service will be Friday. And I'm like, what? But anyway, so I'm on this social media group, and it's talking about there's two guys going door to door, doing this and that. And does anybody know who they are? They kept ringing my doorbell. And of course, you can see that from wherever you are if you have that program. And they said it was this company, and they're trying to sell this. And the lady says, well, the guy actually tried to open my door. He jiggled the doorknob. And I'm like, what?
Okay, first of all, dudes, if you're making door-to-door calls about anything, when you ring the doorbell, you better back away from the door, just so they can see you.
Right.
And don't stand up there near the door. Back away so they can see you. Have your ID available.
Right.
If you try to turn that doorknob, and if for any reason they've got the door unlocked, I don't care if it's unlocked. I don't care if it's standing wide open. If you walk through there uninvited, you know what that is? Breaking and entering.
Yes.
It does not matter. You do not have a right to be there. You do not have to physically break a door down. You don't have to physically open a car door.
Right.
Break it open. All you
Yes.
got to do is open it.
Well, there was one comment on there, a woman saying, well, I caught them looking through my windows. And see, and that's what happened to me is I normally don't answer. And as I was walking through the room, the guy starts waving at me through my window. And I'm like, what the, And so, no, I don't want their services. Even if it was a better service, I would not take it now.
Nope.
I would
Absolutely
not take it because you presumed that I was going to change everything I had to take your service, which I'm not. I'm staying just like I'm happy with what I have. And it will cost me more in the long run to go with their service than what I have now. But even there were some people commenting that they had no solicitation signs on their house, on their door. And they were still knocking on the door and they asked one, did you not see the sign? Oh, it's so little, I didn't see it. So they're being belligerent. They're being pushy.
Well, in that case, they might not see that little 22 caliber that you got. So get yourself a 12
Well, let
gauge
me
shotgun.
ask you
Mine's in my
this.
hand.
If
When I open the
I
door.
happen to
If
go
I
to the
open the door.
door and I'm wearing a sidearm or it's obvious I have one, or like Kelly, she has
Mine's
one in her hand, they can't go after and say we are threatening them, can they?
Not if you don't point
From
it at
your
them.
house? No.
Yes. That's what I'm saying.
I don't point it. It's
12
down.
gauge.
You just
Right.
see it in my hand.
12 gauge with a sling on it, slung over your shoulders, are really good.
Well, see,
deterrent.
first of all, I would never go out the door holding one because if there's two guys out there and they try to jump me and I have a gun, I don't know that I can protect myself.
Sure you can.
So I just stand inside the
Fine. What are you
glass
talking about
door
right now.
with it locked
Mhm.
and they can see and they can hear me.
Yeah.
So there's no need for me to go outside, but
Well, let me tell you one more thing. Once they come up there and once you say thank you, no, and
Yes.
then at that point in time, that's the last time you have to be polite.
they need
That's
to
the
run
last
and
time
leave.
you should be polite. Be
Exactly
polite
right.
one time. Thank you, no. It might be somebody selling Bibles or
Jennifer,
whatever
yeah.
legally.
Yes.
But if they come up there, and the second you say no, I'm not interested, and then they keep on, no,
I had one time.
done. You do not have to be polite anymore, and I've explained that to people in the harshest of ways.
I had one salesman one time come up and actually argued with me and tell me that this service that I've had for the last 15 years, which was a security service, was cheating me and blah, blah, blah. And
So
him and
what?
I got into it. And
I don't get into it.
I was just like, you need to leave now. You need to leave now.
This is your warning.
Oh,
Yeah.
From this point in time on, you're trespassing. Get off my property and don't ever
Right.
come back. At that point in time on, if he's there or
mhm.
comes back, he'll be charged with trespassing. Done deal. Jennifer,
It's me again, Margaret.
how?
So on this coming door to door. Now I have a funny story, and then I have some actual information. But I had somebody. It was, what did they want to do? Try out a carpet thing? And
Oh, yes, I had that.
Or
He went
whatever.
to jail.
And I went to the door, and we had a little dachshund at the time. And she was one that she would bolt out the door, if I ever opened it. So I picked her up, and I was holding her, and buddy, she was showing off her teeth. And the guy at the door said, he goes, well, that little thing bite. And I looked him right straight in the eye, and I said, if I tell her to, she will.
Rip the skin right off your leg.
Problem with.
Yep.
But back in talking about these people now, I know, and like that guy, he had some kind of something hanging around his neck
Mhm.
that I'm sure was just, printed off saying whatever company. But back in the day, and I've got it, I either gave it to our son as a memento or I've got it somewhere. But in between, my dad was in the Army and the Navy. And
Not at the same
in
time.
between, no. But in between going, he was in the Navy in the tail end of the war on Minesweeper. And then he was in the Army in the Korean War. So this was, long time ago. But in between getting out of the Navy, he had already signed up. So it wasn't very long, just a few months. And I don't remember what town it was, but it was one of the bigger, like Indianapolis or somewhere like that.
Uh-huh.
But my dad sold magazines
Okay.
in this time, door to door.
A lot of that
And
happened.
he had, and I've got it, a card issued by the city.
Yep.
Had his picture on it, his name, what company he worked for, and that it was issued by the city of whatever. And really and truly, these cats going door to door, I don't care if they're Spectrum, I don't care who they are. They ought to have some kind of ID issued by the county or the city that would be income, that would be revenue. Let them get a permit to go door to door. Bring something back like that. It would be a safety measure. It'd be income. It'd be revenue for the county. And, it would weed out a lot
Sure.
of these scams. So that's just my 2 cents worth on that.
Well, just stay
And
tuned.
I'll go back to finishing up my groundhog.
Just
what?
stay tuned and listen up, because I'm going to tell you the little story from 1970 something.
Oh, no.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you. I'm on the floor at my house over in
Oh.
the New Rivers housing area, right?
Right.
The hardwood floor, and it's about 9:30,
Love
10
that.
o'clock at nighttime. Watching TV, hardwood floor is cool at nighttime.
Yes.
I was laying there watching TV with my daughter, Candace Lynn. Oh, God, she hates me.
Oh, God.
With candy.
Why did
that?
you do that?
What?
You deserve everything you get.
Oh.
But anyway, laying there on the floor watching TV,
Sure.
we're watching TV, and then there's a knock on the door. The door is open because I got a screen door there, right? But
Right.
the screen door is latched. But anyway, I get up and I walk over there. Okay. All right. So I don't have a shirt on. Had my pants on. That's good.
Well, that's
Well,
well,
thank
that's
you.
So I said,
okay.
yeah, can I help you? And the guy said, is the lady of the house at home? I said, what for? He said, I just need to see the lady of the house.
What time was this?
10 o'clock, almost 10 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock, something
Okay.
like that. I said, well, you're going to have to tell me why you want to see the lady of the house. He said, well, I got something I want to demonstrate to her. I said, what do you want to demonstrate to her?
Oh, I've heard this story.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, I got, there's this new special thing here, and I've got a bag here of some, I want to pour it on the floor and show you how easy it is to pick it all up. I
Mhm.
said, what are you going to pour? He said, sand. Oh. I said, no, she doesn't want to talk to you, so go on. And I was about that polite, almost that polite. And he said, well, I just need to see her. And I said, okay, I'll be right back. I go to the bedroom.
And
I
you got
get
your
my-
little sidekick.
No, I got my badge and I got my shirt, put a shirt on, came back. I said, okay, dude, so you're selling vacuum cleaners. No. I just want to demonstrate it. Is it for sale? Yeah. I said, where's your solicitor's permit? Oh, the company's got that. And I said, no, that doesn't count.
bull.
City of Jacksonville, everybody that was soliciting had to have a solicitor's permit. I said,
Right.
do you have a solicitor's permit? He said, no, I don't have one personally, but the company's got it. Doesn't matter. You don't have one. He said, no. I said, well, you're under arrest. Sit down. He said, no, I'm leaving. Oh, we've already passed that point.
Mhm.
You had that warning a long time ago. Sit down. And I go to the phone and he sat there and I called. What they do is they drop all these people off in an area. One van, that's what he was in. One van dropped off about a half dozen people to scour an entire area trying to sell these things.
Mhm.
And it was a vacuum cleaner. And he did have a bag of dirt.
Mhm.
And he didn't keep either one of them very long because that became evidence because the car came and picked him up and
Nice.
took him down to the magistrate's office. I got into my car, drove down there and signed a warrant. He went into the jailhouse, $200 bond.
Dang.
Not a problem of mine.
Rayford Savage.
I was mad.
I met this company that came on the door
I
Monday.
didn't have
I
it.
had-
We didn't have those video recorders that I could have
Yeah.
watched my whole show. I had to wait for the reruns to come on to see the rest of it.
Well, I have no doubt they're permitted because they've
Oh,
been
I
in
mean,
the community
stupidity.
for quite a while, laying lines and doing
I
all
don't
sorts
care
of
who they
stuff.
are.
But to absolutely presume that I'm going to go ahead and sign up with them by going ahead and entering my information, my email, because I gave them the email for them to send me information, not to sign me up. And they to presume that it was okay to sign me up. I now have an account with them. and
What,
to
you
go
had to
ahead.
sign something?
You would think. And well, see, even though I've canceled all that because I was like, no, they still get credit.
Yes, they do.
For coming to my door and having me supposedly sign up.
Now, I'll tell you something else, folks. A little warning here. Those are some things to be aware of. You'll get door to door from time to time, especially if you live in a neighborhood.
Right.
From an alarm company. It won't be any of the major alarm companies. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be ADT, in other words. There will be another company that will come by from time to time, knocking on your door, and they will say, hey, you've got ADT or you've got whatever, because most of the people with ADT put a sign in their front yard to warn off the bad guys. It doesn't work. But anyway, then they will convince you that they can give you a better deal and free installation and this and that. It won't cost you as much per month. Ask, what are you paying? And if you tell them anything, and then they say, you know what, I can take care of that, and I will bring somebody by here to put the installation in. Go ahead and give me your password for that ADT company, and I will take care of canceling it. Say what? Do not let them cross your threshold.
That's right.
They know what it looks like. You don't know them from Adam. You don't know who they are.
Oh, well, get this. I didn't tell you this part. Okay, it's an internet company. I'll just say that. And I said, I am not going through this of having to change everything in my house over a new internet is a pain because, the internet company I have sent an upgrade for free, but I had to change every user ID and every password. It was just, and I still have things I have not hooked up. They go, oh, no, you won't have to do that. You use your same username and same password, and it just automatically switches over. And I'm like,
it doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work. You've got, what about the IP address? And they go, the what? And I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. It doesn't, no.
They will tell you anything.
No, and once they don't leave your property, excuse me, be right back. 911. I got trespassers on my property. I told them to leave, and they haven't.
But see, I don't answer my door. So
then
I
be careful
don't
because
either,
going to the back door,
but-
they may come around there and check. They check. Bad guys will check the front door. If you don't answer it, they will go around to your back door and see because they assume you're not home.
They
They'll have to climb an 8-foot privacy fence
Yeah.
I have because my gates are locked.
They can do that.
Yeah.
Well, I've got cameras all over. The whole thing's going to be recorded, and there's guns. Come to the back door. Come on.
But if you're not home,
there's always somebody home at my house.
Okay.
Always.
Well,
it's never no one not at my house, especially now that Mama's there. There's always someone, to include Mom's caregivers, everything. Always someone. I hope somebody would try to come in my back door.
Yeah.
Bring it. Plus, the granddogs are there a lot, and they will take a chomp out of somebody quick.
Okay. Immediately after taking office and ordering federal agents to begin the great roundup of illegal aliens and send them back to places they came from, the president said he did not agree with the interpretation of the birthright ideology that gave children born in the U.S. citizenship, even if their parents had entered the country illegally before the kid was born. The first judgeship stop said Trump could not change the accepted practice. I doubt that Trump's legal advisors will let that die. So we should get ready for some more to come story on that one. The whole birthright element is confusing. I will give you that. Today's generally accepted interpretation, if you are on any non-immigrant visa, like a tourist or student visa, the mother receives no immediate immigration benefit from giving birth in the United States. The accepted practice today is her child becomes a U.S. citizen automatically, but when your temporary permission to be in the United States expires or you go out of status, you're here on a student visa or whatever, right? You must take your child and leave the United States. Doesn't matter that the child is a U.S. citizen. Upon turning of age or whenever said child wants to come back, said child can. Sometimes that child will have dual citizenship. Not the way it is in other countries, by the way. Not all countries honor that. And traveling in some other countries, a baby born of U.S. parents will be a U.S. citizen, period, bottom line, that's it. Depending on the country, you may be able to apply for dual citizenship. The question here involves babies born of foreigners who are in the United States illegally. In a growing number of cases, the parents sneaked into the United States at the 11th hour, gave birth, and the child was declared a citizen. It was a premeditated act done by criminals. Even if they crossed the border southbound, what would stop the parents from doing the same thing every 9 months and raising a whole house full of U.S. citizens in Mexico or some other country? It's a sticky mess, I understand, one that needs to be resolved once and for all. This is a problem, trying to explain this birthright status. If they come into this country illegally, I personally do not see why a kid born of these parents should be declared immediately U.S. citizens. Their intent was to come into this country, perhaps, to do this.
Yeah.
That's committing an illegal act. I do not personally think they should be U.S. citizens. Do you? All right, something we can discuss later on too, but our new Attorney General.
Our new
Attorney General took a play right out of President Trump's playbook.
My hero.
She hit hard, she hit fast, day one. Pam Bondi was sworn in this week and immediately issued some marching orders for the Department of Justice first.
Oh, do tell.
Quit using the federal judicial system for political battles. The Department of Justice is to fight crime, not to fight political opponents. I agree with that. And I'll tell you right up front, both political parties are equally guilty. Whichever party is in the White House, there have been attempts to utilize the resources of the Justice Department, including the FBI, to launch fishing expeditions into one party or the other. The DOJ will not be weaponized to deal with political BS. That's what she said. She's also going to make sure that federal prosecutors, this is the one that I like. She's going to tell all the federal prosecutors, see, they report to the DOJ, right? Actively shall seek the death penalty in federal cases where death is the appropriate punishment for the crimes.
Well,
if you are supposed to get this, then Mr. Prosecutor, Ms. Prosecutor, I don't care what your personal leanings are, you shall actively seek the death penalty in federal cases. You'll likely recall that now ex-President Joe Biden commuted 37 of the 40 death sentences for prisoners who were on death row in his last few days in office. Her other day one orders, the DOJ will aggressively work with Homeland Security to completely eliminate cartels and transnational criminal organizations. If the Department of Justice, that encompasses the FBI and a bunch of other federal organizations, they're going to assist Homeland Security in going after the cartels. That will be a good move.
yes.
Now, if we would just send the
Agreed.
Marines and the SEAL teams down there to do the same thing,
Yes.
we'll be
Very good.
we'll be up where I want to be.
Yeah, I just had a breaking news blip here. A suspicious package at Cherry Point leads to the main gate on Roosevelt Boulevard being closed. And this is going into the MCAS at Cherry Point. The Cunningham gate is open, but they found a suspicious package in the little building there at the gate. So,
They
wow.
found it at the gate,
Yeah, inside the little,
the gatehouse,
whatever you want.
where the MPs stand.
Yeah.
How did a suspicious package get in there?
Yeah.
They said it, well, no, let me say a suspicious package. This other news story says a package at Cherry Point leads to the main gate on Roosevelt Boulevard being.
Oh, so the
closed.
package wasn't at the thing.
So one
Okay.
says it was at the gate and the other one says, no, it led the gate to me. So yeah, two different stories. But anyway, some issues over there on Roosevelt Boulevard. If you're in Cherry Point, you have to go on base, take the Cunningham.
No, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, so it's probably somebody left their lunch from a week ago there. I don't
It was
know.
stinking.
Let's just
Probably some
hope.
old fish.
Let's just,
so.
we've had suspicious packages come through the post office where we've had to call the team from the base to come out with their unit.
EOD.
Some of the package proved to be extremely embarrassing for the people who, I'll just say for the women who ordered.
They can't just
The
go to
stuff.
Adam and Eve or come on now. Just go to the sex store.
We
Why
had
do you have to
one that
order
was doing a
online?
lot of buzzing, and it came through the post office on the base.
How long
We
do
had to
those
shut
batteries-
everything down.
How long do those batteries last?
I don't know, but evidently the on
Go to
button
Priscilla's or
somehow
somewhere.
came
Come
on,
on.
and it caused an evacuation and a shutdown at the post office on the main
Yeah.
base. And pretty embarrassing when they went and they actually had to hand deliver the package to the woman because it had been opened.
How
you know.
embarrassing.
Exactly.
Yeah, honey.
And
Well, that'll
she,
teach her.
get your, like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's not mine. I didn't order it. It must be a present from somebody. Oh, something. You better have your excuses.
You know, there was a gimmick that was
Yes.
going around with radio stations back in the 70s. I better not tell this one, Adam. Anyway, it was a promotional thing.
Mhm.
Right.
And a radio station would order, you could buy AM radios for like $3 or something. And it was going to work on a giveaway type of thing. No idea who that is. It was going to work. It was a giveaway type of these radios as gifts, over the air.
Mhm.
And the place that the promotional company that was selling the radio stations, these radios would tune them to that radio station's frequency and turn them on in a big box
Oh,
and
wow.
ship it through the post office, and it arrives in the post office, and this package has got all these radios going.
That's not funny.
That is not funny. That's definitely
That's
not funny.
funny.
No.
Well, and for a new radio station,
Yes.
a new radio station coming into town,
Well, it's a great way
it
to
gets them
advertise.
a lot of publicity, doesn't
They
it?
got joy calling. Joy to the world. Oh,
Hold on, Joy. Don't go away. It takes 3 tries, 3 strikes, and we're here. Good morning, Joy.
Morning, real quick.
Yes.
Yeah. Kudos to John, who used to work for the FBI. He was so spot on with all he has been informing us from the time he's had on your show about the FBI.
Yeah.
Be back here tomorrow because John and
Special
with
show.
a special guest is going to be joining us tomorrow morning. We probably won't be able to take any calls, but he's going to come in about 7:15, 7:30 in the morning, and we'll keep him as long as he
Breaking
needs to
news.
stay here.
mhm.
And he's got some
I mean, those people that are
some
in the
major
field
news.
are definitely, I was just like, yay, John.
Go, Johnny.
It's all coming up to where it was supposed to have been a long time ago, and he was, and they didn't listen to the people in the field. But hey, now we got them where they need to be going and what's going on. I really thank you for having him on your show and keeping us informed. So it has come to where it needs to have ended up.
Well, John Legato will be here tomorrow morning. We'll have a special guest. He'll have a special guest with him, and it's going to be talking about some criminal, can be determined injustice here in Eastern North Carolina with a particular case. And I was appalled when I heard the amount of time that a guy was held without ever being charged and without ever being tried.
Oh yeah, I heard about that one also. But I do thank y'all for having him on.
Okay.
That very interesting, very intelligent, very smart man, and big kudos for him.
Thank
And
you.
the other people that were right there with him that knew what was going on.
Yep. They got the Bureau, the FBI's got a great bunch of cops, okay? But then they got a bunch of bums at the bureaucratic level.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
Gotta
I
go.
appreciate y'all having him on
Yeah.
the show. Thank y'all.
Yeah,
Have a good weekend.
yeah.
Maybe I'll hear you tomorrow.
All right. Thank you. Yeah. All those guys got to go and they're on their way out. So we'll see how
And
I'm
good
going to take
news.
advantage of it. Yes.
Kelly's got some good news.
What's the good news?
You can shop back at Temu.
Yep. For those that like to Temu shop.
I don't even know what
And
that
Shine.
is.
Yeah. And Shine and any place.
Moonshine?
No.
The
But
UPS has rescinded.
UPS, yeah, USPS
banned.
has said they'll take packages from China again. So all those people ordering a lot of China stuff, it's being mailed to you
Can you
again.
order China from China?
I don't know.
Yes.
All my China's Japanese. So I don't
see?
So you get China from Japan.
know. Mm-hmm.
It's there's an act called the Dominious Act, and what it means is like any country that mails to the United States does not have to pay taxes on anything under $800. What they do pay is a custom fee. And by the post office banning all that, they lost all that money. And I don't know why they jumped on it like they did and who made that decision, but it's like Kelly said, it's been rescinded.
They rescinded
So
it, yeah.
what may come out of it later, I mean, post office has nothing to do with the tariff tax, but it has something to do with that de minimis act or whatever. So anyway, you can go back to ordering TV.
You might not ever get it.
Might be a delay, but you know.
Slow boat from China, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see you tomorrow morning. And again, we do have John Legato and a special guest coming in here. He spent a lot of time in jail. And that's what we want to talk to him about. What happened, why, and what's the outcome?
This is
So it's going to be
interesting.
it's going to be inside the jail and inside the legal system.
He wasn't one of those auditors, was he? Because I had to bring my boxing gloves.
Nope, it was not an auditor. This is a local gentleman,
Authority.
and is
Yes.
from John and my conversation. Is might be y'all want to listen. I will just put it
Oh,
to you
this
that
is
way.
gonna be
I want to
good,
listen
yeah.
because I haven't heard from him yet. I do
Very
get to have
good.
a briefing with him this evening.
Very good. Very
Okay.
good.
So
Can't
that's
wait.
tomorrow morning, beginning about, well, we get on at 7:00. Whatever time John gets in here is going to be a little bit after 7.
Yep.
So we'll be hot from then on. And,
We'll
you
be
know,
ready for
probably won't be able to take your calls. So sorry about that, but that's
Yeah.
just the way it is. Meanwhile, Kelly's over here working on sending
work.
hate messages to Charlie
No,
out
it's
there.
No.
Charlie, I hate
Don't
you.
stop.
Charlie, don't listen to
I hate
Wayford.
you, Charlie, I hate
You're the one that hangs up on him. It ain't me. So
Okay, we got to go. We'll see you tomorrow.
Wow.
Charlie, it's okay. You're live and local, Real Talk.
Yes.
Yes, you're live and local, Real Talk, where we are always awake and never woke. Kelly's just sitting back wondering what I'm going to say next.
Rayford just fell asleep for a
Bye.
minute.
he forgot where he was.